Alright everybody, welcome to my first build video for the Stam NightBlade. I'm going to go over just a few things that, let me switch that out guys, okay. So I'm just going to go over a few things that people have been asking me lately about this build. One thing people I want you to realize about the Stam NightBlade is that it's meant to do burst damage. You can build it for sustainment, but it's really meant to put your opponent down in an instance. It's not really meant to stay out there and fight your opponent for too long. So you want to do the quickest amount of damage as quick as possible. So for starters, we're going to go over my armor set that I wear. So the bow that I wear is the Master's Bow. So take this into account when you look at my damage. I want you to just see how all my gear together adds up, and it pretty much balances its own self out. So it increases my weapon damage by 344, increases my max down by 1200 pretty much. The way that this build is set up also is that my weapons will never be a part of an armor set. So I can put on any sword that I want to. I have, just these different swords. I can put on any of them that I feel like. I wanted to make a build that wasn't dependent on mixing this set with that set and things like that. I wanted this to be pretty much all original. So we'll continue. So if I want to go DPS for pretty much main burst, I do the Moloch Kenna helmet, my Twiceborn. This set here, I love it a lot because it's really unheard of that people wear this set. A lot of people always ask me, are you doing, why don't I wear Hundings? Well, because I have, if not the same stats or better than someone that has Hundings. Now, the only part of my build that I am missing in this is this shoulder piece here. I do not want this shoulder piece, but for the Undaunted buff, I am wearing it because it is a heavy piece, and I'll go over that later on within the video. I really want a Bloodspawn shoulder heavy. Once I have that, I'll be 100% done with this build. But there's some things that you can change. Like I said, I'll go over that a little bit later. All legendary without legendary glyphs, and I wear the 3-piece agility with weapon damage glyphs on it. So that's as far as my armor set goes. I'll show you guys my abilities that I wear. Now, for the bow, I use my bow as an opener. And the reason that I run only one bow ability is the poison inject, because that procs that Master's Bow passive that I showed you, which increases my weapon damage by 344. So poison injection, dark cloak, caltrops. That is a good ability to have for close quarters. If you're in a tight spot, you use that. You'll keep your opponent snared. Just drop that like that, and you'll stay pretty much in those as much as possible. Try to keep your opponent in there. Shuffle is my left bumper. That ability there, I'll show you guys as a stem build why you want to wear it, especially as a NightBlade. Increases your dash chance by 20% for 23 seconds. So every so often my character will do kind of like this side shuffle step to the left or to the right, and then I'll automatically dodge. As a NightBlade, you want that because you're not really built to just take a lot of damage. So this helps out a lot, and then it gives you the snare immunity for 3.5 seconds. So let's say I was fighting someone like me and they threw their caltrops down. If I did shuffle, I wouldn't be snared. This wouldn't hurt me as far as movement speed goes. My right bumper is Relentless Focus. And that ability there is also going to be my execute in a form on the bar if I proc it. So 4 light attacks, and it increases your damage by 8% and my stamina recovery by 10%. So let's say I get into a fight or whatever, I would proc that, and then while I'm fighting, as soon as I get low health, I would shoot that off whenever it procs. And you'll know when it procs when you're able to shoot it, because that right bumper would switch the way that it looks into like an arrow of some sort, and you would be able to proc it for something different. My 2-hand bar, I don't run an executioner. Like I said before, this build is really meant for burst damage to put your opponent down as quick as possible. You can make it for sustain, and I'll show you that later as well. So ambush is my X, Y is my surprise attack, vigor, and rally. I have that on the same bar. It's easier to get to, and it's you want your healing to be on your DPS bar. Your healing goes off of your weapon damage, and then I have mass hysteria. My ultimate is soul harvest, so I can gain ultimate quicker from my dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker itself increases my weapon damage passively by 8%. So I'm going to show you guys my stats fully buffed up real quick, and then we'll continue going. So fully buffed out, this is what I have: 4K weapon damage, 2700 stam recovery, 30K max stam. My weapon crits 36.5%, which a lot of people say you want to go for crit. Honestly, to me you can, and you can do that with this build because of the Munda stones. And I'll show you that in a second. See, I have the Serpent and the Warrior. If you want to go for a crit build, you can with this, and that's what I like about this armor set, is that you can do whatever you want with it. You can build your character around it. And then let me hit my rally again. And then with my bow, the same thing. So I pretty much have 3,500 weapon damage, 2,700 stam recovery, 31k max stam, and pretty much 40% crit. And once again, like I said, you can do, like, let's say if I wanted to do more damage, I could put on that flawless there and just go back, like I said, and have 42, or let's go out of stealth. Let's have out of stealth. Pretty much 4K weapon damage. You don't, like I said, you don't need a just a crazy amount of weapon damage. It's actually, you can balance yourself out with weapon damage and max stam. Now, the reason I saw like shuffles, because it makes your opponent kind of thrown off. They don't know what this shadowy figure is coming at them, and so that kind of helps out a lot. And so let's go into my skills, and I'll show you guys what I mean by the Undaunted passive. So when you go into the Undaunted, you get right here, okay, 6% for wearing one piece heavy, one piece light, one in medium. Or if you're a sorcerer, you want to do one medium, one heavy, the rest light. That 6% turns out to be a lot, and it actually helps out a lot with this build. So that's why, like I said, I wanted a heavy Bloodspawn shoulder. When I get the chance, I will keep farming for it. You have to do the dailies to get that. So this build here, like I said before, is really sustain and DPS at the same time. If I wanted to, I could throw on the Engine Guardian helmet. I don't have the V16 one at this moment, but if I want to go sustain, I'd throw on the Engine Guardian, and let's see if I can get that thing to proc. There it is. And so therefore I could stay on the Assault with it when it procs and gives me stam. Like I said, this build here is kind of my own. I've never looked up anyone's build on the internet, never wanted to. I just wanted to kind of show you guys, what I wear and how I build it, and things like that. I do hope, this kind of gives you an insight on what I'm doing. I will say the reason I don't want to execute, and let's go over that real quick. I'm trying to make this quick as possible. The reason I don't want to execute is because I wanted I call it a free button, and that's going to be my B button on my bow bar. If you don't like caltrops, if you feel like, hey, that costs too much, you can put on anything else that you want to, and that's what I call it, my free button. Let's say I'm feeling I'm on top of a keep and I want to throw the shade down. I can do that. My B button's free. If you want to run the Pearson Mark, you can. That button is completely on how do you feel, whatever situation you're in, and so that way that gives you more custom, more options on the build, and that's what I was going for. The biggest thing that I want you guys to realize too is that this build here is, like I said, around the burst. It's around putting your opponent down, not having to sit here and try to go toe to toe with them. And then let's get into my champ points. So here I have 34 points into the Warlord to reduce costs. That actually helps with the stam regen. If your abilities cost less and your stam regen's high, therefore you kind of negate how much your abilities cost. I have 91 points into the Moon Calf for stam recovery. Into my apprentice tree, I have some in the bless. This helps with your rally, your vigor. Any healing abilities that you cast will do more. Here I have points into the mighty, piercing, precise strikes. More into mighty to increase my max damage output. Right here I have 100 points in the hardy, so that helps against sorcerers, templars, things of that nature. I have 20 points into reduced cost of and elemental defender to help with the flame damage and things like that. So to me though, guys, I want you to realize too, the champ point system is all about how you want to play your character. If you want to put it in your strengths or your weaknesses, that's all dependent on you. You don't have to you're not obligated to put your champ points where I have mine. And I want you guys to realize that that's the biggest thing. I don't want you to feel like you have to do that because I did it. You know, play with the build, get to learn it, be like, hey, you know, I like this better. The biggest thing I'll tell you guys, the Engine Guardian is going to be your best friend throughout ESO, honestly, as a NightBlade. The way that this update is, resources, it's about who can maintain the resources better, so that's the biggest thing I want to point out. I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped you out a little bit. Also, if you want to know the armor set I'm wearing, it's called the Mercenary armor set with the Engine Guardian. So I like it. It's pretty dope, man. But I hope this guys helped you out. And like I said, if you have any more questions, you can message me on Xbox. My gamer tag is Live from the Toilet. And like I said, we'll continue to see where things go, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this will be up tonight. So yeah, man, like I said, thank you all for sticking that out with me, man, and enjoying it, man. And like I said, I promise that my next build video will be a little bit more together and things like that. This is my first time doing it, so like I said, we'll continue to keep working together on it, man. If you guys have any inputs on anything about the build, or if you wonder why I do what, just like I said, ask away, man, and I promise you I'll do my best to get back to you. So hope you guys enjoy.